Hello, folks. This is your host, Zill from ZillPoint.com. First, thank you so much for visiting this channel. In this video, I'm going to go over the process for filing a protest for property tax increase in Harris County, Texas. I do like to mention that I'm not a real estate tax expert, and the information presented here is based solely on my experience as a homeowner. Even though I believe this is something anyone with the right amount of research can do themselves, but if you like to pay an agent, you can certainly do that. Also, I'd like to give a plug to Stephanie Stratley, who has written up a great blog on the subject. Link can be found in reference. I highly recommend someone who has not done this before to read that. The process starts when you receive a letter from HCAD sometime around April-May showing appraised and market value for your house, along with the deadline for filing protest. How does HCAD find these values? HCAD uses computerized model based on recent selling price and price of comparable houses in your neighborhood. First thing to determine is if their assessment is fair or overvalued. If you think it is overvalued, then you'd have to do some research to back your claim. Here are the three sources that you can use to do your research. First, real estate sites such as HAR, Redfin, HomeSnap. These sites can give you an estimated value of your house. I found about these sites from my appraiser during my informal hearing. Number two, what other similar houses in your neighborhoods are being appraised for? That information you can find out by going to hcad.org and do a property search. Once that is pulled up, look for nearby houses. For me, this is the most useful information as you can see houses that closely matches yours and how much they're appraised for. Also, after 15 to 20 days from filing the protest, you can find houses that HCAD uses to appraise value of your house. You can access that by logging on to owners.hcad.org, navigate to manage your property account, and under View HCAD Hearing Evidence. Number three, recently sold houses, which are similar or comparable to yours from Zillow or from, if you know a real estate agent, they can give you that information. So important thing to note is you're not trying to devalue your house, but to find the fair market value based on the information that is either incorrect or not factored in when HCAD was calculating the value of your house. Also understand that's when you're going to sell your house, that's the value your prospective buyer will be using to negotiate price of your house. Once you determine the fair market value, that's what we'll be using to file the protest. Once you determine that the fair market value of your house is lower than the HCAD's value, then you can proceed to filing the protest. You can do that either by sending the form via mail or you can do it online. I recommend doing it online since it's not only convenient but also allows for iSettle. What's iSettle? iSettle is online protest system where one, you get immediate confirmation that your protest is filed. Two, they will review your opinion of value and your property's characteristics and those of neighborhood and compare your property's value to recent selling prices and to the value placed on other comparable properties. If they think reduction is warranted, then they'll email you notice that you have a settlement offer. If your offer is not accepted, then you'll get a date for informal hearing. When you go for informal hearing, bring all the supporting material with you. When I went for my hearing, I brought pictures of comparable and recently sold houses in my neighborhood that were appraised lower than mine. In my case, I reached settlement and appraiser gave me a printout showing that. If you don't come to settlement, the next step is ARB. ARB stands for Appraisal Review Board. It's made up of 3 citizens and 1 HCAD employee. I don't have any experience with that, but what I read online is that you will be presenting your case in front of a neutral body. There will be an HCAD employee who will be presenting HCAD's point of view against yours. I suggest putting together a packet of material for each of the representative and the HCAD employee. Then it's up to them to decide what the value of your house should be. So now I'm going to walk you through filing the protest form. You can see the first section is, do you wish to participate in iSettle? I selected yes. Then in the next section, it's asking for the opinion of property market value. This is what you think the market value should be. You should know this after doing all the research. And then what is the reason for your protest? I selected value is over market value, and I also selected value is unequal compared with other properties. Here are all the references that I used during my presentation. Hopefully it's going to help someone who hasn't been through the process or like to get more information. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.